Hey Tauros fans, and welcome back to the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. I'm Presley Davis alongside Ken Oda, and we're going to get you ready for Game 2 of the Tauros versus the Austin Bruins. Tauros are looking to split the weekend with the Bruins with a win tonight, but let's take a look back at last night's highlights. Sam Marshinick was able to put the Bruins on the board first with the short-handed goal, but then the Tauros responded with Dominic Pikic getting his third goal of the season. Gavin Hruza of the Bruins was able to get a goal to give the Bruins the lead. And then Sam Klein got a shorthanded goal for himself for the Bruins, putting them up 3-1. EJ Paddington had a goal for the Bruins as well, putting them up 4-1. And then finally, Austin Doyle was able to seal the deal for the Bruins last night, with the final score being 5-1.
Yeah, the game didn't go well for the Tauros. I thought it was closer than the final score indicated. A couple of breakdowns on the power play. You mentioned 2 shorthanded goals against. That really was the difference. You add those 2 plus the empty netter. That's 3 of the 5 that Austin scored. I thought it evens. It was a pretty close game. The special teams battle really let the Tauros down last night.
Yes. Well, now let's turn our attention back to tonight's game with a look at our updated Noodles numbers brought to you by Noodles & Co. of Minot. Minot is currently 7-8-3, while Austin is 10-5-3 on the season. Head-to-head matchups, Tauros are 0-3, while the Bruins are 3-0. Goals per game, Minot is at 2.89, while the Bruins are at 3.72. Then goals against, Minot is at 3.78, and Austin is just over 2.5. Power play percentages, Minot is 27.27%, while Austin is 22.47. Then penalty kills, 77.03, and Austin is now at 81.93. Penalty minutes, a big thing I know Olivia talked yesterday about it. Minot currently has 362 penalty minutes, while Austin has 264. So still very drastic, just over a little under 100-minute difference, and definitely something the Tauros are going to want to kind of limit tonight.
For sure. Again, special teams was a huge part of last night's game that really let the Tauros down. You'd like to play as much of tonight's game at 5-on-5 as possible.
Yes, well now it's time to take a look at our Minotauros Booster Club players to watch. Today I've selected Dominic Pikic. He got the goal last night for the Tauros, and he's just kind of one of those guys you're starting to see step up and contribute more as the season goes on. So I'm really eager to see if he is, going to go out there tonight and just kind of build that momentum going forward.
Yeah, definitely one of the younger Tauros, but a Western Michigan commit, so he's got skill. He's already committed to the D1 level, so definitely like to see his growth since he's been here in Minot. My player to watch tonight, David Nichols. He had strong words during the second intermission when Olivia interviewed him on the bench. Didn't like the way that the second period had gone. Well, certainly couldn't have liked the way the third period went either. He's got a letter on his jersey for a reason. I'd like to see him come out tonight, set the tone early, whether it's with a goal, a fight, something to just get the Tauros going and wake the guys up and see if we can't have a better night tonight than we had last night.
Yes, and if you missed Olivia's interview with David Nichols, I believe he actually mentioned a fight against Austin from last season, so I'm sure tonight he is kind of getting ready to go out there and just get something going for the Tauros. But that will bring us to our home key group keys to the game. My key to tonight's game is going to be start to finish. Tauros have really struggled to play a full 60 minutes. I know Coach Mike and Coach Ebbs have really talked about they have a good first 10 minutes, and it's just that last 10 minutes of each period that really gets them. So if the Tauros can just find a way to push through and play a full 60 minutes, I think tonight will be drastically different.
For sure. And my home key group key to the game is special teams. Tauros held the Bruins scoreless on 6 power play opportunities, one of the best penalty killing nights the Tauros have had all season long. But on the flip side, they allowed 2 shorthanded goals against. They also went 0 for 7 on the power play by themselves. 3 of those 7 power plays for the Tauros ended with the Tauros taking a penalty of their own, so not even getting the full 2-minute power play. So penalty kill got cleaned up during the off week. Power play struggled, not just, I think, because of the off week, but also you lost Mario Fate. You lost Brady Zuzek, 2 big contributors on that power play. So the Tauros really need to fix that unit. And overall, you can't go -2 in a night on special teams in general, whether it's giving up 2 power play goals, 2 shorthanded goals, and not scoring any of your own. If you're in a 2-goal hole just from special teams play, it's going to make it really hard to win games.
Totally agree. Well, Minotauros fans, it is time to take out your phones and go to the Tauros mobile app for your chance to win prizes throughout tonight's game. Our first game is the 4 Bears Sportsbook over-unders. First one is going to be total Tauros defenseman goals. That number is set at half. I'm going to take the over on this one, Ken.
So am I. We saw the Tauros got a goal from Dom last night. We know Michael Linsky is leading the Tauros in goals with 6 on the season. Offense from the back end has been a huge key to the Tauros' success throughout the year. I would expect that to continue, especially as the forward group figures out who's going to step up to replace Mario and Brady.
Totally agree. And then the next one is going to be total fighting majors called. That is set at 1.5. I'm taking the over on this one tonight.
Yeah, me too. I think we already saw it get a little chippy last night. If the score gets out of hand, or whether, as I talked about earlier, Davin Nichols just comes out and tries to set the tone, or someone on the Toro bench comes out and tries to set a tone early, I wouldn't be shocked to see a fight or two this evening.
Yeah, and 2 weekends ago, Luca Ori was the one to drop gloves. So it's kind of anyone at this point. You don't know who to expect, but definitely going to take the over on that. And then finally, total Toros goals allowed. That is going to be set at 2.5. Oh gosh, I'm going to take the under. I'm going to hope for the under tonight.
Yeah, I want to take the under. I hope for the under, but the way Austin has been playing against the Tauros so far this year, I'm going to take the over on that for, unfortunately, thinking the Tauros will give up 3 or more. Not what I'm hoping for, but what I think is more likely to happen. That'll bring us to tonight's McDonald's Toros trivia question. Which Toro goaltender had the most saves in their shutout of the Austin Bruins? All 4 of these guys have shut out the Austin Bruins in their Toro career. Was it Keenan Ranciere, Ben Garrity, Tim Shaughnessy, or Atte Tolvanen? Fans, get your guesses in the Toros Hockey mobile app under the interactive tab. Play this and all the other Toro games. Chance to win over $500 worth of prizes every Toros home game, and a couple prizes even when we're playing on the road.
Yes. All right, Ken, do you have any final thoughts before we drop the puck on tonight's game?
Well, we talked about it 2 weeks ago when St. Cloud was here on the Saturday. The Toros had a chance to win a game and get back to 500. They did that. Last night they lost, fell back 1 game under 500. So tonight, another chance to get back to 500. Once you're at 500, you can start to push your way into the playoff picture, but you have to be at least that 500 mark before you can even worry about playoff seeding. So I'd like to see the Toros tonight get back to that 500 mark, a 3-game week next week against Bismarck on Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and then back here Black Friday and Saturday against Watertown. So a chance for the Toros to maybe pick up some points next week as well. But again, it starts with getting back to 500 tonight.
Yeah, I definitely agree. If we could get back to 500 tonight, that's definitely going to set the tone for this coming week. All right, fans, that'll do it for our Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. We're going to send it over to Kobe Brault for tonight's starting lines.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena for tonight's North American Hockey League matchup between the visiting Austin Bruins and your Minot Minotauros. Who's ready for some Minotauros hockey? Time to meet your SRT Communications starting lineup. On defense from Scottsdale, Pennsylvania, number 9, Anthony Spadaro. Saskatchewan, number 71, Braden Jocko. At right wing from Moscow, Russia, number 8, Arseny Biorbia. In goal from Swamico, Wisconsin, number 30, Devin Rusley. And tonight's Magic City Discovery Center captains are Sylvia and Kara Langlis. Your Toros are led by head coach Tyler Abner. He's assisted by Mike Meredith and Wyatt Wazelenshaw. Fans, at this time we ask that you rise as you are able and remove all headgear as the Minot Air Force Base Honor Guard presents our nation's colors. Please remain standing until the colors are retired. Performing tonight's anthem, Haley Ketron.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
With the pregame festivities just about out of the way, we're almost ready to go here in the Magic City. Tauros in the home cream sweaters, cream socks, cardinal red buckets, breezers, and gloves as we get a look at our SRT starting lines. We have a ceremonial puck drop. Tauros team dentist Dr. Kemet, along with his eldest daughter. And now the pregame festivities just about out of the way. And again, here's that SRT starting lines. Jockums flanked by Borovyov and Prima. Habla with Wiklund and Edwards. We'll get to the rest later in net for the Tauros. Devin Russley. Russley on the season is 4-3-2, a .915 save percentage, 3.039 goals against average. Tauros will be working from right to left on your computer screen. Smart device, however, you are tuned into the Minotauros Network. We are glad to have you aboard here on a Saturday night as the Tauros look to recover from last night's loss. Not sure what the delay is here, but finally we will get underway here on Saturday night. Puck is down. Tauros control the opening draw. D to D to Spadaro on the near side. He'll bank up the near wall. He wanted Prima. Prima pokes it into the zone. Chasing after is Vorobyov. Vorobyov walled off. Beckwith takes it away, but it's taken right back by Jockums. Quick shot by Prima. Fought off by Solomon. Big hit on the far side, but puck to the near side. Glass and good shot by Prima. Keeps that in the zone. Prima puts it to the middle. Quick shot. It's in. Vorobyov. Tauros take a 1-0 lead just 28 seconds into this one. Good chop to the middle, and Vorobyov was right there. To give the Tauros the early lead just 28 seconds into this one. Here's the call, the goal from Colby Brault.
The Tauros goal, scoring his first goal in a Tauros jersey, number 8, Arseny Vorobyov. Assisted by number 72, Artem Prima, and number 7, Michael Solominski. Even strength goal.
So, Tauros poke this into the zone, but the Bruins find it first. Ty James back in his own zone. Leaves it in the near corner. Kenny looking up ice. Sidorov couldn't hold on. It's dumped right back into the Toro end. Kenny back on it. Leaves for Sidorov. Sidorov uses the glass to bank that out to neutral. This will roll down the ice. Arm is up. Will this be our first Minot's Finest Collision Center icing of the night? It is, in fact, our first Minot's Finest Collision Center icing of the evening. It comes a minute 3 into this one with the Tauros already leading 1-0. Draw to the right of Russley. Bruins control, quick shot. Deflected to the near corner. This is Ori on the far side. Touch ahead finds Affonen. Affonen over the red and the blue. His shot partially blocked. It rolls to the front of the net where it's picked up by Perreault. Perreault turning on the near side, banks that out to neutral. Dom Pikic, who had the Tauros' lone goal last night, plays that across the far side. Big hit put there by Solominski. Then Sidorov got chopped down. No call coming, but Cap Preem into the zone. Cap gives to Habla. Habla had it in his skates. He has to kick it in behind the net. Into the corner. Perreault holding Ori's stick. Tauros control anyway. Pikic with a quick shot. Sails wide. Habla was trying to redirect. Step up by Preem on Haruza. Puck out to neutral. Pikic has it there. He'll hand off to Habla, and the Tauros quickly attack again. It's dropped for Edwards. Edwards shot. That's blocked. Put him behind the net. Habla trying to find Wiklund, who was coming on a change, but the pass didn't connect. Long shot from the point. Sails off the tip of the glove and then behind the net. Habla fed into the middle. Wiklund, quick shot. Fought off by Solomon. Rebound to the far side, and it hops on Solominski. Puck out to neutral. Solo. Across for Spadaro. Spadaro from the near side wall. Looks up ice. It hits Edwards in the chest. He can't settle it down as a result. And the puck goes the other way to the Toro blue line, delayed offside, so that'll allow the Toros a moment to gather the puck without pressure. Solominski across to Spadaro in the middle of the ice. Spadaro will carry up to the far side. Vicklin stepped into and he couldn't put the puck deep into the zone. Back to the Toro blue line and Solominski to the near side. Morelli, he'll ring that in. Solomon had thoughts of playing, but it actually hit the linesman. That's Minot native Eric Steele, who got in the way of that dump in. Morelli touches it into the zone. Far side, poked at, picked up, Briggs not. Briggs tries to center for Morelli. It still kicks through. And a follow-up try, it's in. Toros lead 2-0. Dane doing the dirty work, and it's 2-0 Toros. A broken play, but the Toros don't give up on it. And now it's a 2-0 lead. Here's the call of the goal.
Brings you that Minotauros goal. Goal scored by number 19, Dane Ramirez. Assisted by number 17, Briggs Knott, and number 21, Mackley Morelli. Even strength goal.
For Mac Morelli, his first point of the season after spending some time on the injured list after the showcase. This flicked a headlong shot, gloved and held. Rustley, no, he'll play it. He hands off to Ty James. James throws it up the near side, but it's eventually taken away. Paddington into the zone on the far side, tries to feed Lipset, and he can't tuck it around Rustley. Lipset taken to the far wall. They'll dig there. Lipset and Pikich were jousting. The near side. This is Ty James. The rest of the Toros changing, so Ty just fires it into the zone. Dane Ramirez coming on, gets bumped off by Luong. Thrown to the near side by Doyle. Morelli finds it, tries to put it deep, but Doyle's on it instead. Doyle across for Luong, right back to Doyle in the middle of the ice. He's pressured by Morelli, but managed to get it ahead. The Marshnick boys couldn't keep it away from the Toros, though, and it's back ahead for Morelli. Morelli looking for the trailer. Now we'll just ring it in deep. Ramirez tries to feed Knott. Morelli's there instead. Rings it back to the point in Dawson. Doss down into the corner for Morelli. That doesn't connect, but Briggs Knott is there. His attempted feed to the middle of the ice is broken up. They'll dig behind the net. 15:23 left to go here in period number one. Toros lead 2-0 on 3 shots on goal. They dig behind the net. Eventually, it's Perreault who comes out with it. The big D-man gets absolutely leveled by Dane. Far side, this is Spadaro. Hands off to Knott. Knott gains the line. Knott then feeds it into the middle for Ori. Ori couldn't pull the trigger on a shot as he was being held a little bit. Sidorov with a long one. Save made by Solomon. Given right back to the Toros, but Spadaro and Sidorov miscommunicate. Out to neutral, where it'll be picked right back up by Ori. Ori with speed wide, now throws to the middle. It's blocked in behind. Picked up on the near side by Klein. He's able to work that out to neutral and then find it himself. Klein chips to the far side. Ty James on his horse, gets after it and sweeps it to the near side. And Kenny hoists one out to neutral, and that will go for a Minot's finest collision center icing. Let's send it down to Presley Davis. Presley, what do you got for us?
By Minot's finest collision center.
Presley.
Thanks, Ken. I was able to speak with Coach Ebner about how they're going to keep those momentum swings and stay balanced, and he said that the biggest thing is keeping the maturity on the bench, not getting too high when things are going well and not getting too low when things aren't going their way. And so far, so good.
Thank you, Presley. Puck to the near side. Things going really well for the Toros right now. They've scored on 50% of their shots so far in this one and lead 2-0. Of course, we've only played 5 minutes. Meanwhile, players tie up off the net. It was Ty James and E.J. Paddington, a couple of longtime players for each of their squads. Ori holding, then plays in the middle. Pikich finds it, walks right down the middle. Shot goes wide. Rebound thrown towards the net by Affanen. That doesn't go either. Affanen And now Habla gets leveled, and the Tauros will go to the power play. Interference the call, and the Tauros, already leading by a pair, will head to the power play. Tauros on. Well, first let's take another look at the penalty. Habla digging at the side of the net, and then Lipset just levels him nowhere near the puck. That an easy call for the official. On the power play, Tauros ranked 6th in the league, 27.27. They were 2nd in the league coming into the weekend as the Tauros control the draw. 0 for 7 last night, however. This is Prima. Prima, shot goes wide, rebound to the far side, Ori. Ori holds, hands up top for Ty James, gives to Prima. Prima across, Ori, shot, it's in! 3-0, Tauros. Three nothing Tauros on 5 shots on goal. Here's the call to goal from Kobe Brault.
Goal scored by number 15, Luca Ori. Assisted by number 27, Marlon Edwards, and number 2, Ty James. Power play goal.
Draw to the right of Rusley, 13:21 left to play here in period number 1, and it's already 3-0 Tauros. Tauros control the draw in their own zone. This is Vicklin. He banks to the near side. Habla. Habla couldn't clear. This is Matt Marcinek. Run to the near side. This is Williams. Williams, long shot that's blocked in front by Habla. Puck to the middle of the ice, cut off by Edwards, and then he swings it ahead for Habla. Habla with a step, he's got Vicklin with him, puts it, no good, swinging block there by Williams. Edwards steps up. This puck thrown down the ice. Long pass ahead, Edwards touches it into the zone to negate the icing, but Ellison's on it. Poked away by Dane Ramirez. He opened the scoring. This is eventually dug out by the Bruins. Played to the far side, Haruza. He'll chip, Bruins will change, except for Paddington, who stays up on the pressure. Kenny leaves for Dawson. Dawson hands to Morelli. Morelli flicks ahead on the far side. It doesn't get out, but instead gets ruled a hand pass, so the whistle goes. 12:11 left to go here in period number 1 as we look at Jack Solomon. Numbers coming into tonight were a little bit better than they are now. A 2.738 goals against, averaging a .914 save percentage, a 4-1-0 record. But tonight, he's surrendered 3 goals already and credited with just 1 save. I don't think that is in fact the case. I think they may have missed a shot or 2. Either way, Lipset in, a cross shot, it's in. Coleman gets the Bruins onto the board. 11:58 left to play here in period 1. Lipset across for Mikey Coleman. Used to be a Norseman, now he's a Bruin. Either way, it's a 3-goal lead cut to a 1-goal lead after the defensive zone turnover. Tauros control the draw. Near side, they dig along the boards. They continue to dig. Not Morelli and Ramirez there, but eventually it's Ruth who comes out with it. Ruth flips it to the Zamdor. Pajkic on it, leaves it to the corner. Eventually it's Dane Ramirez who finds it. Dane cuts to the middle of the ice, finding some open space, then tries the near side and breaks Knott. Knott can't get through Williams, but Ramirez is there in support. Ramirez walks in, gets hit hard by Trace Day and couldn't finish the move. Didn't fall down though. Ramirez kept his feet and the Toros keep possession in the offensive zone. Quick shot, save made, rebound loose in front. Jockums trying to fight it free from Perot. It ends up in the corner. Knott works it down low. Jockums working, gets help from Knott. Knott looks up top. Fiorbi off across for Ty James. Shot, it's in! Are you kidding me? Ty James. 4-1 Toros. Toros keeping intern Edward Neiman busy down in Arizona State. Live clipping this one. We restart. It's chipped deep into the Toro zone. Here's the call, the goal.
See that Minotauros goal. Goal scored by number 2, Ty James. Assisted by number 8, Arseny Viorbiev, and number 71, Braden Jockums. Even strength goal.
4-1, and we haven't even played 10 minutes left. Another shot blocked, rebound poked loose. Ahead, punched deep by Solominski. This thrown ahead to the far side, good read. Broken up by Vicklin. Toros take over. Back to Dom Pajkic in the Toro zone. We've officially played half of this period. 10 minutes left to go. Toros lead 4-1. And are on pace for 28 goals tonight. I don't think they'll be able to keep that up. This will be rung to the near side. Pajkic down the wall, but Haruza got there first. He plays across to Luong. Hoisted ahead. Dawson bumped off before he could play it. The Bruins do nothing with the takeaway. Pajkic retreats behind the net, leaves for Dawson. Dawson throws to the near side. Edwards pressured. Dumps it back into the far corner. Thrown to the middle of the ice. Sidorov finds it and chips it out to neutral. Bayati back on it. Throws it to Coleman. Coleman spins it to the near side. Matt Marcinek drops it back. Touched into the Toro zone. Ty James and Gabe Kenny back after it. James gives to Kenny. Touched ahead. That missed the target. And Kenny down in the corner. Quick shot fought off by Russley. Rebound to the far side. Ori sends that down the ice. It won't go far enough for icing. So the Bruins have to play. Thrown to the near side. Williams sweeps across to the far corner. Elbert looks up ice. It gets by Kat Preem. Affinen's there. Affinen takes a hit to make a play, and then the shot is blocked up and out of play for a whistle. 8:31 left to play in period number 1. We've hit the media timeout, which means it's time for our Northern Century salute.
And it's time for tonight's Northern Century salute. Tonight from the 91st Missile Security Operations Squadron, we salute Airman First Class Marvin Beltre Diaz. A1C Beltre Diaz has served in the Air Force for 2.5 years. As a heavy weapons expert, he was selected to be a machine gunner during the annual nuclear convoy validation exercise. His tactical skills were crucial in helping his team earn recognition as the best convoy response force in Air Force Global Strike Command. Fans, let's hear it one more time for A1C Marvin Beltre Diaz.
8:31 left to play here in period number 1. Toros lead 4-1. Haven't even had a chance to get to the social media check-ins. Tauros have goals from Vorobyov, Ramirez, Ori, and Ty James. So many goals, I didn't even remember the correct order earlier. I said Ramirez opened the scoring. He actually had the second of the night. Bruins control the draw. Albert throws it down into the corner. Poked free by Preem. Morelli tries to work it to the wall, but it's cut off. Hit in the corner. Trace Day finds it. Far side. Swept around to the near. Good hit by Morelli. Can the Tauros work this puck out to neutral? Another hit. Delayed call coming, and as the Tauros touch, it's going to be on the Tauros. Who are they taking? While we wait to see what... It'll be Cap Preem for a check from behind. While we wait for the Bruins to get their power play out on the ice, we've got Lucas Meestead checking in from here at the Pepsi Rink. The Brits are in Helena, Montana. The Jockumses checking in on the road from Milwaukee after watching Braden's Toro alum older brother Rylan play for MSOE. Katie Edwards, John Kowitz, Joy Tosto, Paulina Wickland, and the rest of the Wicklands in Sweden. Meanwhile, quick shot gloved and held by Rusley off the hop of the power play. Bruins power play 16th in the league, 22.47%. Toros PK is 21st, 77.03. Minute 55 left on the Papa John's PK. Draw to the right of Rusley. Morelli lost it to Haruza. Williams controls, comes near side. Matt Marcinek hands to Simon. Across for Matt. Shot fought off. I think it may have gone off the crossbar the way Rusley looked behind him. Either way, it's up and out of play. Shot 7-6 in favor of the Tauros, who lead 4-1. As here's another look at that scoring chance. Yeah, it did go off the crossbar. 7:48 left to go here in period number 1, a minute 45 on the Papa John's PK. Solominski has trouble behind the net. Jockham's digging there, as is Spadaro. Thrown to the far side. Williams. Hands down the wall. Good stick by Jockham's, pokes that ahead. Jockham's working on Williams. Williams keeps Jockham's from finding that puck. And the Bruins will set up behind their net. 7:20 to go. Quick shot, that one soaked up for a whistle. Now we've got some pushing and shoving as E.J. Paddington going after Spadaro. Spadaro, no, it wasn't Paddington. Paddington was there. I didn't even see the much smaller Matt Marcinek was part of the scrum as well. The draw will be to the left of Rusley. 7:16 left to go here in period number 1. Draw will be to the left of Rusley, controlled by the Bruins. Still a minute 5 on the kill. Quick shot fought off by Rusley. Rebound to the near side. Day. Day turns it up top for Albert. Right back down to Day. Shot kicked away by Rusley. Rebound to the far side. Coleman. Next whistle we'll hear from Presley Davis. Far side, there's a shot block, follow-up try, comes to the side of the net, and it somehow trickles through Rusley. I don't know how that got through. Tauros arguing that it was goaltender interference. We got another look. If we could get another look. They battle in front. It trickled through. I'm not sure how that got through Rusley. But Coleman with his second of the night. Doyle went headhunting at Prima, but the puck's ahead. That Mikey Coleman goal turns me into a liar. I said we were going to hear from Presley Davis, but now we had to wait for the next whistle, hopefully. Unless the Tauros want to answer back, I'd be totally okay with that. Simon Marcinek down the wall. Doyle shot. That's blocked by Jockums. Rebounding behind the net. Jocks has it there. Jockums speeds ahead along the far side. He's got a man on the near, but no lane to get it to him. Eventually, he sweeps it into the zone. Prima gives chase. Keeps the Bruins on that far side as the Tauros were mid-change. Cat Preem from his backhand throws that. Barely catches the glass and stays in play. In behind the net, Habla. Loose in front, and eventually it's covered up by Solomon. Let's send it down to Presley Davis. Presley.
Thanks, Ken. When I was speaking with Coach Ebner before the game, he said that they need everyone to be involved tonight. He said last night there was one guy, doing everything and 4 other guys watching. So he was really wanting everyone to start contributing and just working as a team and building that chemistry. So they need to be quicker to support all 3 zones and quicker to close in the D zone as well. And we've seen this team really build that chemistry tonight. Just one guy, next man up mentality so far. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. 20% of the roster already has goals tonight, so I think that everyone doing something, certainly part of it. Far side, Bruins control. Cat Preem keeps that alive. It was tipped, so no icing. It doesn't go far enough anyways. Perreault leaves up the far wall. Paddington stepped into by Habla. Lipset finds it in neutral. Far side, Gabe Kenny sweeps it to the near. Touched ahead, and it's Edwards. Edwards with Habla, a 2-on-0. Edwards in, shot save made by Solomon. No rebound given. .457 left to go here in period number 1 as we get another look at that last scoring chance. Draw will be to the right of Solomon. Braden Tews checking in from down in Dickinson. The Ramirez family's in Pittsburgh. The Longs in Colorado. The Carbos checking in from home, and the Davises from down in Texas. This is Ty James from down in the Toro zone end. Plays to the far side. Dumped into the Toro zone. 4-4-2 left to play here in period number 1. Toros lead 4-2-2 as that's thrown ahead. Klein dumps it back in from neutral. Toros control. Ty James to the far side in Ori. Ori to the middle of the ice, Sidorov. That doesn't get through. Instead, it's Gavin Haruza. Haruza holds, tries a shot, paddled away by Rusley. Rebound to the near side, Wall and Sidorov. Sidorov kills time for the Toros to change, and then hands off to Solominski. Toros work a scissor play through neutral. Zaffinen on the far side. Gives to Morelli, who's bumped off, and the puck taken over. Williams, the captain of the Bruins, sends it down the ice. This is Spadaro. Gets there first and then gets spun down. Toros bench wants a call, none coming. Behind the net, Solominski with a good hit on Haruza. Williams plays it to Matt Marcinek. Shot blocked out front by Solominski. Ori finds the loose change. Ori ahead for Morelli. Morelli working on Williams. Couldn't hold on. Now it's Matt Marcinek going the other way, but the puck poked free. Affinen Reaching for it, Haruza. Haruza starts up ice. Dawson puts him into his own bench. It's across the near side, Morelli. Morelli hands to Ramirez. Dane working down low, gets tackled, and that'll draw a call. Tauros will go to the First Western Bank and Trust power play. Already leading 4-2 here late in the first. It's a hold is the call against Luke Biotti. 3:18 left to go here in period number 1. Tauros to the power play for the second time tonight. Tauros control the draw. Ori comes across for Ty James. James hands off Prima, gives back to Ty James. To Ori, back to Prima. Prima walks in, wires, save made, rebound behind the net. Prima lost it behind the cage. Puck rung to the far side. Klein stepping up was Ori. Ty James keeps it, chops it across to the near side for Prima. Prima sets the Tauros back up, looks across for Ori. Ori gives back to Prima. Prima to Ty James. James with his shot blocker save. Rebound comes to Prima. Looks back up top for Ty James. Far side Ori. Back to Prima. Prima's shot is blocked. Meanwhile, Jockham's getting absolutely worked over in front by Doyle. Long shot gloved and held. .2:29 left to go here in period 1. 1:12 on the First Western Bank and Trust power play. Draw to the left of Solomon. Rebound or puck to the near side, I should say. Spadaro had trouble with it, so the Tauros are back out to neutral. Solo gives to Vorobiev. Vorobiev dumps this one in. It'll ring to the near side. Sidorov and Williams after it. They let it go to the point. Spadaro rings it back to the far side. Habla. Habla for Spadaro. Spadaro. They give to Solo. Solo leaves far side. Habla. They give it back to Solominski to the middle. Shot by Vorobiev. Blocked. And the puck punched down the ice. 32 ticks left to talk. On the First Western Bank and Trust power play, 1:45 left to go in the opening period. Tauros lead 4-2. Far side, Habla. Toss across, finds Solominski. Solominski into the zone. Shot shrugged off by Solomon. Tauros kept it in the zone somehow, only for a moment. And now Klein was tied up with Solominski. Lipset couldn't get going the other way. Bruins come full strength. And the Tauros carry ahead. It's Habla. He rings it into the zone. 67 seconds left to go here in period number 1. Tauros lead 4-2. Final minute of play brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment. Puck into the zone for the Bruins. We're going to have a go. Kenny locked up with Frischetti. Kenny with some uppercuts underneath. Frischetti misses over the top, and Kenny with a good right underneath. Another one underneath, another. And then he brings the hook. Kenny holding his own, not just holding his own with Frischetti, but dominating this one. Frischetti hasn't landed anything, and now they tie up. And the linesmen step in. Give that one to Gabe Kenny. He landed 6 or 7 good punches. And Franchetti didn't land any. Of course, Franchetti, his uncle, former NHL enforcer. Drawn the Tauros zone. Long shot, that goes wide. Pikich to the far side. Jockums carries ahead with speed. Hands off for Prima. Prima's shot goes wide. Rebound to the far side. Lipset finds it. Big hit on the far side. Tauros sweep that out to neutral. Dumped in, it hit a Bruin, so it's an offside call. Of course, Lou Franchetti played 10 years in the NHL, 459 games, 747 penalty minutes for Franchetti. So I'm sure JJ's had plenty of instruction in the fine art of fisticuffs. But Gabe Kenny gets the better of that battle. Ori taken to the corner by Perreault. Final 6 seconds ticking away as they dig in the corner. The horn will sound to end the first period. And the Tauros lead 4-2. We'll keep it here. We'll hear from Presley Davis on the bench. That first period had just about everything. 6 goals, 1 fight, and a partridge in a pear tree. It'll be Presley Davis with Ty James.
Yes, I'm joined here with Ty James. Now, Ty, what did you like about that energy in this period?
Oh, we just started out hot, and we just knew what we had to do to start.
And then how do you continue that offensive pressure going into the next 2 periods?
I think we just got to keep pounding their D and getting shots on net.
And then your goal was the 4th throw goal of the period. Walk us through what you saw.
I saw our forward swing high, and I saw I had an opportunity to stunt down with the puck, and I shot it. So.
All right, well, good luck next period, and thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Presley. We will keep it here for a moment, run you through. Actually, no. Send it out to commercial when we come back. We'll have the intermission report.
All right, Genty, time to learn the option play.
Come on, Coach. I know how to run the option.
Applebee's new ultimate trio. Mix and match 3 apps with 3 sauces, like shrimp, boneless wings, onion rings with sweet chili, blue cheese, and marinara. Or wonton tacos, waffle fries, and riblets with honey mustard, ranch, and honey barbecue. Or brew pub pretzels, mozzarella sticks, and waffles.
Coach, how many combinations are there?
There's over 80,000.
Applebee's new ultimate trio. Choose 3 apps and 3 sauces for $14.99. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
I am really passionate about this community.
We're very close-knit. A lot of us are heavily involved with sports, volunteer opportunities. It helps us build bonds within the community.
Yes, I work at Dakota West, but I'm also a member. Whatever I do affects myself and my family. We're all in this together. I think it's important to have that integrity.
As far as what Plains Ag has to offer, great pay along with some of the best benefits that I've seen in the job market.
The company understands the importance of family and family values. You need to have that time with your children. Plains Ag is 100% family oriented.
I love working here. Very helpful.
There's no problem it feels like we can't solve when we're working together.
Go to plainsag.com, fill out the application, and we'll be in touch with you shortly.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
At Northwest Tire, we're part of your community, and we want you to be part of our family. We're about more than tires. We're about superior customer service to keep your vehicles and equipment safely rolling down the road. If you'd like to join a company that truly cares for our customers and employees, come work with us and become part of our growing family. Apply at nwtire.com.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Welcome to the Four Bears Intermission Report. I'm Presley Davis, and let's get you some of those scoring highlights from this period. Definitely a really good period so far. Toros are leading 4-2 right now. That first goal is coming from Arseny Viaborov, and with the assist coming from Artem Prima and Michael Solominski. And then Dane Ramirez, just about 2.5 minutes later, gets one for himself with an assist from Briggs Knott and Mac Morelli. And then Luca Ori was able to continue the Toros goal streak with assists coming from Marlon Edwards and Ty James. Bruins would respond with a Michael Coleman goal, and then about a minute and a half or so after that, Ty James was able to put the Toros up with assists coming from Arseny and Braden Jockums. And then to end it, Michael Coleman got another goal for the Bruins to put them at 2. That came at the 6:42 mark. After that, it was pretty quiet up until a Gabriel Kinney fight, which you will hear from Gabriel Kinney at the end of this intermission when you will see. I was able to sit down with him this week and just kind of get to know him, and I will say that was a totally different side of him compared to the one that we saw out on the ice today. But so far, a really great period. You know, one of the keys to the game was going to be kind of how they were going to be able to play a full 20 minutes and do that for 3 periods total. And so far this first period, I would say they've definitely have played that full 20 minutes that both Mike and Ebbs were really wanting. So definitely a really great start for the Toros, especially coming off last night. And then you had the 2 games in Austin where they got swept. So just totally different team right now, and really exciting to see kind of how these next 2 periods play out. But, you know, we're down Davin Nichols due to an injury today, and so just kind of seeing other guys just step up and bring it to the ice and everything like that. So really interested to see how this next period goes. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we get back, I'm going to give you some of those out-of-town scores around the Central. Standings are a little bit crazy right now, so we'll get an updated look at that, and then we'll see what else is going on around the NAHL. I'll see you soon.
Being Bison alumni, both Hunter and I know what's important. Giving back to our community,
supporting others,
and always being someone you can depend on.
Like First Western always says,
you can bank on us.
People you know, teammates you trust.
First Western, you can bank on us.
Hey Minotauros fans, welcome to Caves, your home ice advantage for home technology, home convenience, and home entertainment. From game day on the big screens, to smart home upgrades, to keeping your house secure, plus car audio and a huge selection of game room gear and accessories, our team sets you up with a winning game plan. Stop by Caves in Minot or visit us at cavesnd.com. With Caves, you will always be in the game. Go Minotauros!
Your plan speaks volumes when you're going to have a drink. Be intentional to ensure your safety and the safety of others by keeping just a few things in mind. The first is to look out for your friends and be the designated driver. Even if someone says they're fine doesn't mean they are. Second, incorporate water into your night. Ordering a glass can encourage your friends to take note. Third, be the person your friends trust and say no to the next round. And fourth, lend a hand when your friends have reached their limit. Your plan speaks volumes. Know your drink. Know your limit.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Welcome back, Tauros fans, to the Four Bears Intermission Report. If you're just now tuning in, the Tauros currently lead the Austin Bruins 4-2. But let's look over at the Central Division and see what those out-of-town scores are looking right now. St. Cloud in North Iowa. St. Cloud is up by 1 right now. Up by 3-2 right now. Third period, about just over half of that has begun. So definitely a game to be looking out there as it's getting close. And then you have their shots on goal. St. Cloud has 13 while North Iowa has 25, yet they're still trailing. So definitely going to be interesting how that one turns out. And then Minnesota Mallards and Watertown Shamrocks. Right now the Mallards are up by 2-1 right now as well. All the scoring came from the first period. They are dwindling down on the second period with just a minute left in that one. So we'll see if there's any last second shots in that second period before they go into that third. And then looking over at Aberdeen and the Bismarck Bobcats, Aberdeen Wings currently lead the Bobcats 2-1. They are about 5 minutes into that second period. Another really good game. You know, Aberdeen was in first place for the longest of the season so far. Bismarck has taken that spot over. Shots on goal there. Bismarck is currently leading them in shots on goal with 14, and Aberdeen has 8 of those there. So really good games going on in the Central, but looking in kind of just all around the NA right now. Maryland Black Bears and the New Hampshire Mountain Kings, they had an earlier game today. That final was 6-2 in favor of Maryland. Danbury Hat Tricks and Northeast Generals, they are currently in that third period with about 7 minutes, and the Generals are leading 3-2. The Rebels and the Johnstown Tomahawks are currently leading 4-1 there. Third period, it's about 20 seconds left in that game, so safe to say Johnstown is probably going to walk away with that one there. And the New Jersey Titans and Elmira Aviators, right now, Jersey Titans are up 6-3. About 2.5 minutes left there in that one. So we'll get that final score probably in the next intermission report for you. And then Rochester Junior Americans, they are up 4-3 on Maine right now. About 4 minutes left in that third period as well. Let's see. And then you have Odessa Jackalopes and Oklahoma Warriors. Jackalopes winning right now 4-1. 2 goals in the first, 2 goals in the second, and there's still 7 minutes left in that second period. So definitely Odessa did not come to play today, and they are looking really good right now against the Warriors. Lone Star Brahmas and Amarillo Wranglers currently scoreless as the first period has just ended, so we'll see probably at that next intermission. Hopefully we'll get you an updated on that if it's still scoreless or if one of those teams has been able to score their first goal of the game. Then Janesville Jets and Minnesota Wilderness. Minnesota is currently leading the Jets 2-0 right now, about halfway through that second period. So another one, we'll get you all these updated scores whenever we get back from the intermission report. But this week, like I mentioned earlier, I had the pleasure of sitting down with Gabriel Kinney, who is one of the assistant captains with the Tauros. I know if you were watching last night's game, you got to see the interview Olivia did with Davin Nichols, so I was able to sit down with Gabe Kinney and just kind of talk about his hockey life, what it means to wear the A for him, and just kind of everything in between. So we're going to show you that in 2 parts. You're going to get this first part in this intermission, and then stay tuned for that second intermission to get that last part of the interview. But we're going to send it out to the interview, and we will see you at the second period.
Hello, Tauros fans, and thanks for tuning in today. I'm joined here with Tauros assistant captain Gabriel Kinney, and we're going to talk about on ice, his new leadership role, and then just his hockey life in general. So first, how are you today?
Doing good. I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm good, and thank you for joining me today. I'm really excited to kind of dive deeper into your hockey career and then also just kind of life outside of hockey. But first, how did you get started in hockey?
My dad played, my brother played. Growing up in northern Alberta, I think everyone plays hockey. So I started skating when I was younger and just kind of been playing since.
And then at what moment did you realize that this is something you really wanted to kind of make your entire life?
I mean, I think just growing up, all my friends played hockey, so playing with them and it was a lot of fun and everyone was doing it. And I just want to just keep pursuing it, keep having fun.
Yeah. And then what has been the biggest lesson that hockey has taught you so far?
Probably just to work hard and how to work in a team setting. I think that goes a long way. And I mean, you get a lot of experience, talking to coaches and GMs and trying out and stuff. I think you get experience from that.
Who has had the biggest impact on your hockey career so far?
Probably both my parents. My dad's a big sport, but so is my mom. I mean, she didn't play a lot of hockey at all, but she's always been a big support. It's actually a joke. I always have my mom sign my contracts. My dad, he played, he supported a lot, but my mom's always been there too.
Kind of on the business side of it.
Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
right.
I love that, getting them both involved.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you received a new title a couple of weeks ago, and so you were given the honor of wearing the A this season. What does it mean to you to be able to wear that each game now?
I mean, it means a lot, to be trusted with something like that and to have that opportunity to try and help lead the boys it means a lot. But I mean, with the room we got a lot of experience in that locker room and a lot of guys. Like, the support's great and it's flowing pretty seamlessly right now, so it's been good.
And since you've been given that title, how have you noticed that your approach has been different now with that leadership role?
I mean, I don't think when titles get appointed, your approach really should change a whole lot. I think the day in and day out kind of stays the same. You just got to be aware of a couple more things and making sure you're staying dialed every day.
And then as an A, how do you make sure that the team stays grounded during the highs but motivated during the lows?
I think that comes from the preparation throughout the week. You focus on the process all week, and then when it's time for the games, you just trust the process and make sure everyone knows it, and things will flow well.
What is something you hope your teammates will take away from you after this season?
Just that the importance of being tight and having each other's backs, and to be able to just show up every day and trust each other.
You became a Toro back in September. You actually showed up at Showcase.
Mm-hmm.
What was that day like for you?
It was a little crazy. I mean, I hopped in an Uber, met the boys at the hotel, but it's exciting, getting to meet a new group and see where everything is. It was great. It's a good day.
What about Minot was appealing to you to come here?
Well, I mean, Minot around the junior hockey world is known as a good organization and a good spot. It seemed like the right fit for me where I am in my career, and hopped on the opportunity. Really fortunate to be here.
And then how do you personally balance rest and rhythm? Not overworking yourself, but making sure you're putting in as much work as you need to be.
I think it's just finding the rhythm that works for you, getting enough sleep, doing your recovery. I like to recover a decent amount, but it's also just finding a rhythm and then sticking to it, kind of for me.
And then what are your goals for this season? Small goals that you might achieve this weekend, but then also some bigger goals that'll be throughout the season.
I mean, obviously, as a team, we want to win the division and go have some success at the Robbie Cup. But I mean, that's a long ways away, right? We're just focusing on game by game and making sure we're ready to go and performing. So that's a small term goal, is just keeping practices tight and rolling into games.
I've seen you before games. You know, you don't dress out as soon as you get here. You kind of do some laps around the mesa, and then you have your coffee. So is that like a ritual, superstition? What kind of started that?
Well, when Brady Zuzek was still here, we would drive together, and Brady loves getting here early. so he would get here, and then he would get in workout clothes and kind of start rolling out. But I don't kind of like start doing that till later. So I'd take a little walk in the mesa with my coffee, sit down. I mean, if I'm putting my suit on, I might as well wear it for a little while. So I sit over there, and there's nothing too specific about it, but I just drink my coffee, listen to some music, and just kind of have some calm before we get going. Yeah.
Do you have any game day superstitions or rituals that you've caught yourself doing?
Nothing too crazy. I kind of like do the same thing that I like for like my first game in the Mesa. Like I did that, right? So now I'm going to keep doing that.
Right.
And kind of the same thing on like road games. Like if there's something I do in a certain rink, I'm going to do that again. But you know, I do the same, you know, warm-ups and stuff, and I put my stick in the same spot. But like if it doesn't happen, it's not going to throw me off, kind of thing. It's just kind of routine, and just do the same
just like
thing.
That habit.
Yeah, keep it simple.
As far as what Plains Ag has to offer, great pay along with some of the best benefits that I've seen in the job market.
The company understands the importance of family and family values. You need to have that time with your children. Plains Ag is 100% family oriented.
I love working here. Very helpful.
There's no problem it feels like we can't solve when we're working together.
Go to plainsag.com, fill out the application, and we'll be in touch with you shortly.
Welcome back inside the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena. Tauros returning to the ice, leading the Austin Bruins by a score of 4-2 through 20 minutes. As we take a look around the rest of the division, the Mallards are in Watertown. The Norsemen and North Iowa Bulls played tonight, and Bismarck has jumped the Aberdeen Wings by virtue of their win last night. That's the Tauros' next opponent on Wednesday. Teams switch sides for period number 2. Working left to right now are the Tauros, leading 4-2. Draw at center to start period 2. Puck is down, controlled by the Bruins, dumped into the Tauros zone. Solominski banks to the far side. Spadaro moves it along. Prima touches ahead, but not out. Bruins control. This is Coleman. Carried ahead, Jockums. That's an offside play. And the whistle goes. More fans checking in on socials. We've got the Cooks listening in St. Louis. Sally B and the Chicago crew aboard as well. This is Ori leaving it up the far side. Dawson touches for Affanen. Affanen for Sidorov. Haruza gets there first, however, lost it in the referee's skates. Back to Perot. Far side, Dawson hacks at it. He missed. Shot kicked away. Rebound loose. Another save by Rusley. Puck to the near side. Thrown up off the glass. Far side, Williams pinches down, throws in the middle. Ori ahead Finds Affanen. Affanen into the zone, hits the brakes. Lost it along the wall, Haruza. Down low. Habla ahead for Viklin. Viklin poked at by Williams, retreats, gives to Cap Preem. Preem up ice. Habla has trouble. Flood fires it up and over. Follow-up try, it's in. Trace Day cuts the lead to 1. Draw back at center with the Toro lead, now just 1. Shots 14-12 in favor of the Bruins. Not sure what the conversation is here. Not sure what the delay is here. So draw back at center. Into the near corner it goes. They'll dig there. Far side, Flood. Thrown up by the Bruins out to neutral. Solominski hit hard, but it's Day in behind the defense. Day tries to drop for the trailer. Everyone goes sliding into the net. Russley was knocked down in the process. Tauros can't get going, anything going the other way. So, they hold on. Draw will be controlled by the Bruins behind their net. Tauros carry up ice. Ahead for Vorobiev. Vorobiev trying to drive the net. He couldn't pull the trigger on a shot, and the Bruins able to hold on. Draw will be to the left of Solomon. Tauros control. Ty James. Hands down low, back up to Ty. Tauros on the power play. This is across for Ori. Long shot, save made. Rebound loose in front. Poked at. They've got to look at this. They call it no goal. Are they going to look at it? It does not look like they will. They dig. Quick shot, that stopped. Tauros control, they hold on the near wall. Up top to the point, Ty James. Gives to Ori. Ori looks across Prima. Prima up top for Ty James. Long shot that hits the end wall. Far side, Prima holds. His pass is tipped. And it's cleared all the way down. This one ahead. Matt Marcinek for Simon. Simon back across, taken away by the Tauros and jammed out to neutral. Delay, offside play. Draw in neutral. Bouncing puck. Eventually dug out by the Bruins. Doyle to the far side. Solominski across, dumped in by Vorobiev. Solomon leaves his temple to play that. Good keep at the blue line by Vorobiev. Sidorov pinned along the wall. Up to the point, Solominski keeps alive. Gets it back from Vorobiev. Vorobiev, as we have just 7 seconds left. Solo looked like he was trying a Michigan there. Meanwhile, this is Habla. Up top, Spadaro. Spadaro holds as the Bruins come full strength. Long shot fought off by Solomon. This sent all the way down, and it goes for icing. Icing's brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. Draw to the right of Solomon. Bruins control. Lipset on the far side. In behind the net. Good hit by Ramirez. Sends a Bruin to the ice. It's ahead for Beckwith, just out of his reach. Pajkic introduces him to the first row. Far side, nifty touch. This is Morelli. Drops it for Ramirez. Shot blocker save, and the rebound up and out of play. I think that clipped the security guard on the mezzanine in the head on its way up. Next whistle, we will send it down to Presley. Draw will be to the right of Solomon. Tauros control, quick shot, that goes up off the glass. Far side, Prima chops it down low. Delayed call coming, and it'll be against the... But let's send it down to Presley Davis. Presley, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Ken. When I was speaking with Mike Meredith in between periods, you know, this is the first time that the Tauros have led the Bruins this weekend. And so he was telling me that tonight's message was just to come out and play hard and jam. And that's just something that they've been using this season. And if you look closely, there's some guys with it written in their gloves and on their sticks. And that's just kind of been part of their identity so far this season. So that was their message, and it looks like it's been paying off. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. Draw will be to the left of Solomon. Jockums and Lipset to take it. Albert controls, however, and it's sent all the way out to neutral. Ty James hands to Ori. Ori jitterbugs into the zone and drops for Jockums. Puck sent to the corner. Tauros find it there. That caught the front of the mezzanine, but we play on. Ty James hands down the wall. Everyone stopped. No whistle came, so the Tauros take advantage, we hope. Ty James hands to Ori across. Prima looking back for Ori. Ori has trouble. That mezzanine is right above the glass, so it's hard for the officials to necessarily tell if it caught glass or mezzanine. Meanwhile, Edwards plays it out front for Prima. Prima hands to Ty James. James, shot save made, and the rebound controlled by the Bruins. Albert trying to go the other way. His pass too hot to handle for Lipset. Tauros start up ice. This is Ori. Ori into the zone, gets bumped off. Down low. It's fed up top. James gives to Prima. Prima drops to Ori in the corner. Back to Prima. Prima shot blocked, and the rebound cleared. 32 seconds left in the First Western Bank and Trust power play. Habla ahead for Ty James. James gains the line, drops for Sidorov. Sidorov, shot blocked. Solominski finds it. His shot's blocked as well. Simon Marcinek sends it down the ice. Solo throws that ahead, but it's picked off by Williams. He gives to Simon. And the Bruins come full strength. Tauros lead 4-3, 11-18 left to play here in period 2. As this gets sent down the ice, it will go for an icing. Icing's brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. Palindrome on the clock, 11-11 left to play here in draw to the right of Russley. Coleman can't find the handle. It's gathered up. Habla chips it. Tauros can change off the icing. Far side. Poked free from Coleman by Knott, but support came, and the Bruins are on the attack. This is Paddington into the middle. Good stick by Ramirez. Pokes it to the corner. Bayati finds it anyway and feeds Lipset. Far corner. Lipset. Pass back to the point was played out by Knott, and then the feedback hit Lipset before he exited the zone. Liberty Tax time. 10:40 left to go here in period number 2. Tauros lead the Bruins 4-3. Draw will be in front of the Bruin bench. Habla, Vikland, and Edwards in front of Kat Preem and Dom Pajkic. Tauros control the draw. D to D, Cap. Dumps that in. Solomon has trouble. This is Day. Couldn't quite gain the line, and now Klein and Preem tied up. Put in front, one-timer by Day, fought off by Russley. Kat Preem's gonna go to the box. It's called a hold. As soon as the Tauros touch. Ellison looks across. They come to Klein on the near side, and they've gained the line. They roll it on net. It somehow got through Russley. Now Flood and Pajkic. They're going to take Flood and Pajkic as well, so the Tauros are going to have 3 defensemen in the penalty box as they go to the kill. Kat Preem took the initial penalty. Then they're going to take Flood and Pajkic. Are they not taking? Oh, yep, they are taking Flood. So those will offset. But the Tauros are down 3 defensemen for this kill, with Gabe Kenny already in the box. Now the officials will discuss. So, 5-on-4 power play for the Bruins. Carly Joe checking in from home. Kim Bartel from Bozeman. Bruins win the draw. Feed to the middle, broken up, but it's still loose in front. Eventually jammed back to the point. Williams. Ramirez pressuring. It's Simon Marshnuck swept across. Matt drops it down low. Backside feed. Misses Simon. Simon across. Matt shot blocked by Solominski. Simon Marshnuck to the middle for Haruza. Touches up top Williams. Williams across. Matt Marshnuck comes across for Simon. Back door, it's in. Tie game. Gavin Haruza on the power play. And it is 4-4. Shots even at 16 aside. Shots on goal, 16 apiece. We've played 30 minutes and 50 seconds. We've seen 8 goals. Bruins controlling the Tauros zone. Tauros take it away. Vorobiev finds this. Apparently not early enough, though, as it's whistled offside. 8:49 left to go here in period 2, and it's a brand new hockey game, even at 4 aside. Puck to the middle. Jockham's pulled down as he fires a backhand on net that's stopped by Solomon. Far side, pinching down is Dawson. Tries to get it towards the net. He stepped into it. It's thrown up and out of play. Draw will be to the right of Solomon. with 8:32 to play here in the second. Draw will be to the right of Solomon. Bruins poke it out to neutral. Spadaro bumped down by Klein, and he puts Klein down hard for that, who then chops him in the back of the leg. Albert up top for Dave, fires one up off the glass. Far side, Affonen pokes at it. Sidorov picks it up. Sidorov has Ori with him, 2-on-2 as they hit the line. Sidorov lost the handle, then throws it towards the cage, but it's blocked by Klein. Long shot soaked up by Russley. .754 left to go here in the second as we hit the media timeout. Take a look at the Central Division standings entering play tonight. Bismarck, as I said, leapfrogged Aberdeen, but Aberdeen right now getting the better of them. Up 5-2 in the second period. Austin in third place, North Iowa in fourth, Tauros in fifth. The Shamrocks, Norsemen, and Mallards round out the division. Tauros get a look at first place Bismarck on Wednesday night. Our first look at the Bobcats since the war in Watford, technically. And then Watertown comes to town, and then Tauros will get their first look at the last place Mallards in 2 weeks, not in Minnesota, but in Watford City. We'll have more on that coming up in the next week or so, but there are some fun stay and play packages out in Watford for those games. They include meals and hotel and everything you'll need if you want to make the trip out to Watford to see the Tauros rebranded as the Watford Warthogs taking on the Minnesota Mallards. Meanwhile, here against another team from Minnesota, the Austin Bruins, the Tauros in a deadlock, 4-4 here in the second. This is ahead for Simon Marshnak. His pass hits Haruza in the skates and gets picked up by Vikland. He sends it down to the Austin zone. Right back up, picked off by Vikland, who then gets a run from Ellison. Meanwhile, puck in the offensive zone for the Tauros. It caroms to the corner. Matt Marshnak hoists that ahead. Vikland punches it back in. Tauros have to touch up. They do. Bayetti back on it. Morelli quickly after him. Flush to the far side. It's turned over. Morelli tried to hand it back as he had his back to the goal. Couldn't really shoot. But his pass was errant as well. This is ahead for Ramirez. He couldn't gather. Bouncing puck. Morelli, delayed call coming against the Bruins as Briggs Knott was falling with a high stick. 6.5 to play. The Tauros, who have squandered the momentum of a good first period, giving up 2 this period to the Bruins, will head to the first Western Bank and Trust power play as they will take Hudson Ruth to the box. Draw will be to the left of Solomon. Bruins control. Ori can't keep it at the point. Bruins control, or Tauros control, start up ice. This is Prima. Dumps it in. Solomon out of his net to stop. Turned back over. Jockums keeps it free. Lost it behind the net. Ori hauled down and the puck cleared. This is Ty James to the near side and Ori. Ori flips it into the zone. Hammered around to the near side and cleared all the way down. Russley stops that. 47 seconds left on the power play. Spadaro speeds ahead, gains the line. Throws one on net that's stopped by Solomon. He hands the rebound off to Doyle. Puck hammered around to the near side, and the Tauros can't hold the line. Solominski across. Vyorbiev to the near side. It was behind Habla, and now the Martinex will attack shorthanded. Shot blocked up and out of play. Kenny and Franchetti released from the box. 4:53 to play here in period number 2. Tauros control. Near side, Kenny. Hands to Ty James. James into the zone. Wide around Williams. Spins it back. Ramirez. Ramirez for Kenny. One-timer. Save made as Morelli got the tip. It almost snuck past Solomon. Bruins come full strength. Poked at. Loose behind the net. Morelli. Mac Morelli turning against Williams, trying to get to the front, but swooping in his day. He's separated from the puck by Ramirez. Morelli dumps it back in. Ramirez and not give chase. Williams swings it back to the far side. Taken away by Jockums. Jockums turns back, looks for help. He guides it back to the point. Pikic. Pikic working on Lipset. Long shot that goes wide. Rebound to the near side. Preem pinches down the wall. Day gets it by him, but Pikic cleans it up in neutral. Pikic for Preem. Preem up ice. Dangerously close to too many. Tauros did well to just jump back into the bench and not play that puck. 3:40 left to go here in the second. Near side. Jockums throws it on net. Save made by Solomon. Ramirez and Williams battling in front. Meanwhile, Jockums takes this away. Jockums forces the corner. Spins it in front. He wanted either Prima or Ramirez. Neither one connected. Ramirez poked that free for a moment. Day out to neutral. They roll it deep into the Tauros zone. Pikic gets there. Pikic leaves for Preem. Preem throws that ahead and then gets absolutely run by E.J. Paddington. Vorobiev lost the handle. Paddington fans on it. Eventually, it's found by Coleman. Coleman has 2 already. Throws it across. Shot save made by Russley. Long finds the rebound. Rolls it deep. Preem finds it in the corner. They battle on the near wall. Coleman comes out with it. Tries to feed it in front for Paddington. It's off the mark. Coleman working behind the net. Coleman shot save made by Traffic, I think. I don't know that got through. Now a long shot. Another save. Franchetti tries to flip it. He put it behind the net. Tauros will bring it to the far side. And now it's poked out. Prima. Prima one-on-one with Luang. Prima tied up. Vyorbiev shot blocked. It lays underneath Luang. Dug out by Sidorov. Prima tied up by Perot. Long shot blocked. Fire wagon hockey as we go end to end. Now it's Sidorov. Sidorov shot blocked to the corner. He delivers a hit. This is Haruza. Up the near side. Solominski across. Spadaro. Affonen touches it into the zone, so no icing. Bruins back on it. A minute 23 separating us from the intermission and me from a much-needed drink of water. Far side. Back to the point. D to D. Ellison. Thrown on net and eventually held on to. Draw will be to the right of Rusley with 64 seconds left to go here in period number 2. Ramirez. Hands to the far side. Final minute of period number 2, brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment as Morelli dumps this in. Tauros give chase. Albert moves it to the far corner. Near side. Throwing along, no icing, so Rusley out of his net will stop that for Ty James. James hands to Kenny. Kenny moves far side. Toss to the near and Ramirez. 4-on-2 as the Tauros hit the line. Bruins get back. Ty James sweeps it to the middle. There was no one there for the Tauros who were mid-change. 28 seconds. Not frees that up for a moment. Banked ahead. Gabe Kenny loses it to the corner, but Ty James is there. He'll ring it to the near side. Dane Ramirez turned it over to the middle of the ice. Day, final 15 seconds. Ty James bumped off. Into the corner, Kenny. Lost it, they play to the middle. Only 3 seconds left in the period. Up top, Day, quick shot goes wide as the horn sounds. "40 minutes in the books. 4 goals aside as they head to the locker rooms to get ready for, I think, what both sides hope is a decisive third period. It will be down on the bench. Presley Davis has
Thanks, y'all. I'm here with Braden Jockums. Now, Braden, how do you stay locked in between each shift?
Just think about it for about 5 seconds and then wash it and just focus on getting out and giving 100% for your next shift.
And then it's starting to become a really physical game here tonight. How do you, use that physicality to build some more chances?
Just getting pucks deep and putting a lot of pressure on their big D. Hitting them hard and getting pucks to the middle and getting shots is the key for us right now.
And then for your line specifically, what is the key going into this third period?
Just got to pick it up in the D zone. We got away from our systems a little bit and they took it to us. They're a really good team and we just got to get back to our basics in the D zone, getting pucks out clean and getting good transition looks.
All right, thanks, Braden.
Thank you.
Back to y'all.
That was Presley Davis on the bench with Braden Jockums. We'll keep it here. We'll take a look at some of those out-of-town scores, recap the scoring from that period as well. We've got Aberdeen 5-2 over Bismarck. That one is in the second break. A final from North Iowa. St. Cloud, despite getting outshot 33-14, wins 4-2. And in the third period, the Mallards and Shamrocks, they're tied at 3 aside. We'll Take a look at some college hockey scores as well. Excuse me. Air Force gets the 3-2 win over Army. Let's see if Will Dawson scored again. He did not. He had one last night in the win. Who was in net for Air Force? It was not Carter Clafton either. Canisius 5-1 over Mercyhurst. Michigan State and Wisconsin, another game with some Toro alum. Let's see, Danny Russell took a penalty. He scored last night, but not tonight. Lake State and Ferris State, 4-3 Ferris. Let's see if Toro alum there. Not seeing anyone on the score sheet. Minnesota State 3-2 over Michigan Tech. St. Thomas 6-2 over Bowling Green. Bemidji 6-2 over Northern Michigan, as I see if we have any alum in the lineups there. Not seeing anyone. Yale 3-1 over Brown. Toros alum not in that one either. Let's see. New Hampshire 4-3 over UConn. No alum in the lineup there either. Minnesota Duluth and Colorado College, they're even at aces. Former Aberdeen wing Kyle Gaffney with an assist. Not seeing Trevor Stahowiak in the lineup there. Sacred Heart 7-2 over Long Island. Let's see, Long Island. No Toros in the lineup there either. So we will send it out to break. When we come back, Presley Davis will take you through the intermission.
All right, Genty, time to learn the option play.
Come on, Coach. I know how to run the option.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Mix and match 3 apps with 3 sauces, like shrimp, boneless wings, onion rings with sweet chili, blue cheese, and marinara. Or wonton tacos, waffle fries, and riblets with honey mustard, ranch, and honey barbecue. Or brew pub pretzels, mozzarella sticks, and waffles.
How many combinations are there?
There's over 80,000.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Choose 3 apps and 3 sauces for $14.99. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
As far as what Plains Ag has to offer, great pay along with some of the best benefits that I've seen in the job market.
The company understands the importance of family and family values. You need to have that time with your children. Plains Ag is 100% family oriented.
I love working here. Very helpful.
There's no problem it feels like we can't solve when we're working together.
Go to plainsag.com, fill out the application, and we'll be in touch with you shortly.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
At Northwest Tire, we're part of your community, and we want you to be part of our family. We're about more than tires. We're about superior customer service to keep your vehicles and equipment safely rolling down the road. If you'd like to join a company that truly cares for our customers and employees, come work with us and become part of our growing family. Apply at nwtire.com.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Hello, Tauros fans, and welcome back to the Four Bears Intermission Report. I'm Presley Davis, and let's recap that second period. Second period was all Bruins, unfortunately. First goal from Trace Day came just 2 minutes into the period. John Flood and Sam Klein had the assists there. And then just under 10 minutes, Gavin Haruza had a goal to put the Bruins up to 4. So now we are heading into the third period tied 4-4. But so far, a really great game, There was that moment where I know that key to the game was, playing a full 60 minutes, and in the second period, unfortunately, the Tauros had that really pretty good couple of minutes, and then they'd kind of have that lapse, and then they'd kind of try and bring it back, and then it was just not enough this period, unfortunately. But I'm sure in the locker room right now, that message is, what Mike Meredith was saying about jam and just playing hard and going back to the basics. That's something that, I feel like they sometimes just kind of get ahead of themselves, and just going back to the basics is really all it takes just to especially take the lead in that third period and seal the deal here tonight in the Mesa. But when I was speaking with Coach Ebner earlier today, he said he really wants to see them to do a better job of finishing their checks when they have the availability and to get into guys, And so hopefully they're seeing that in this third period as well. And just the energy overall, was really, really good in the first period. Second period, you kind of felt it die down a little bit. But when I was speaking with Ebbs, he said one of the big things is not getting too high when things are going well, but also not getting too low whenever things are not going their way, and just being able to pick each other up and kind of with that new chemistry that's building. There's some new guys, we've lost guys, we have guys that have come in and they've only gotten here just this week, so it's kind of hard to kind of build that chemistry, but just kind of fighting through those and going through that adversity and just becoming that one unit, which hopefully we see in that third period as well. But we are going to go out to a quick commercial break, and whenever we get back, we will get you some out-of-town scores around the NA. All right, we're going to send it out.
Being Bison alumni, both Hunter and I know what's important.
Giving back to our community,
supporting others,
and always being someone you can depend on.
Like First Western always says,
you can bank on us.
People you know, teammates you trust.
First Western, you can bank on us.
Being in business for over 25 years, we've learned a lot about why local matters. Unlike those guys, we take pride in our work and back our tires with our Plus Plan guarantee to get the most out of your tire's lifespan.
Are the tires the same size on all the sides?
We strive to provide great value to our guests and lowest prices guaranteed.
That's not good.
Stop at a trusted tire and auto and get a set of tires from people you know and trust, and will even match those guys.
Is someone in your life using opioids? Know the signs of an overdose: limp body, slow breathing, or vomiting. Step 1 is to call 911 and give them naloxone. It will reverse an overdose, so it can be used even if you're unsure whether they're overdosing or not. Request a free 2-dose naloxone kit now at hhs.nd.gov/opioids.
Your plan speaks volumes when you're going to have a drink. Be intentional to ensure your safety and the safety of others by keeping just a few things in mind. The first is to look out for your friends and be the designated driver. Even if someone says they're fine doesn't mean they are. Second, incorporate water into your night. Ordering a glass can encourage your friends to take note. Third, be the person your friends trust and say no to the next round. And fourth, lend a hand when your friends have reached their limit. Your plan speaks volumes. Know your drink. Know your limit.
So you have the nickname Cowboy.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? What is the meaning behind it?
You know, I'm not actually a cowboy. No, you know, I don't know. I like the outdoors. I work on a farm in the summers, but I'm not, you know, a real cowboy. But the boys started calling me that, and it stuck. You know, I wear my boots sometimes, so I don't know.
So you're a cowboy to them.
Yeah, I'm a cowboy to them.
There
yeah,
you
we'll
go.
go with that.
There you go. How would you describe your playing style, and how do you feel like it works into the Tauros system?
Yeah, you know, I just try and be a simple defenseman. My goal is just not to be a liability any night. Mm-hmm. And I mean, sometimes it's not the most flashy, but fitting into the system, it can give some other guys some opportunity to produce and be on the production side. But if there's ever a time we got to shut a game down, I pride myself in hoping to have the ability to do that.
What has been your favorite game so far this season?
Honestly, I got to go with my first one in Watertown. We got the win there, and I've been impressed with the Knoll as a whole on the production side of things. I had a lot of fun that night. It was pretty cool getting a win with the first time with the team, and then I mean, every home game's a blast. I love playing here, but I got to say that first one is probably my favorite.
Yeah. And then I want to talk about your billet for a second. There was billet appreciation a couple weekends ago, so just tell me a little bit about your relationship with him.
Oh, Ray's awesome. We got the two dogs, he and I mean, we get along great. Kind of got our routine, and he's a great support. He's a guy. I consider him a friend almost. Well, definitely I do, and I mean, we have a good relationship. He comes to every game. He even drove down to Aberdeen to watch us play.
I do remember seeing him in Aberdeen.
So I mean, he's always there to support. You know, bad game or good game, he's always there for the guys. So it's really cool to have a relationship like that.
Well, going back to the team and looking at kind of what the rest of the season is going to be, what's one adjustment that the team has made recently that you've seen in your games?
Probably off the ice, we've done a little bit more on the preparation side before games and doing just little rituals that helps just get us going. I think that's been going a long way. And then I mean, we've just been getting closer, which translates on the ice. And I mean, I think that goes a long way.
Can you share a moment with us that you kind of saw the team get really close so far this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a play against Aberdeen the night we won. One of the guys got hit pretty hard, and like all five guys were in there right away before any of their guys were there, and it's just that brotherhood that's starting to form. And I mean, also we've starting to close out some games where we're up, or you know we're up going into the third, and then the opposing team can get close to tying it up, but the ability to stay focused and know that we're fine, and it's just the process that shows a lot of, you know, the ability of the boys not to turn on each other has been impressive, and that's pretty cool to see too.
All right, well, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks.
Fans, if you're looking for some more interviews, be sure to stay tuned on all of our socials, and we'll get those out to you soon.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
Welcome back inside the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena. It's time for some Chuck-a-Puck shots. That's why we had to cut away from Aspire's message. But speaking of Aspire, when you're here at the arena, make sure you check in to win every home game. Chance to win a $25 Visa gift card from our friends at Aspire. We're going to have, I'll be honest, I was distracted speaking to Team dentist Dr. Kemet during the intermission earlier. I don't know if we're shooting for $10,000 or not tonight. We will send it down to ice level. And Olivia Tosto
his first puck. Close. His second puck. Oh, you can. Okay. And here, Tank, you can give him his last one. His third puck. Oh, so close. One more shot. Let's make some noise. Oh, so close.
Well, the consolation pot will continue to grow. As once again we fail to give away the money. But we get ready to start period number 3. We're even at 4 aside. Tauros back to working. From right to left. Tauros looking to pull within 2 points of the North Iowa Bulls, who lost earlier this evening. Looking ahead to next Wednesday. Lots of action in the league as well, especially in the Central. Austin will visit North Iowa. Tauros will head to Bismarck, and Aberdeen takes on Watertown. So a busy week for most of the division. Puck is down, and we are underway here in the third. Lipset behind the net, gives to Williams. Most of the goals in this game have been scored at the end. The Tauros are attacking. 6 of the 8 goals have gone into that net that is behind Jack Solomon. Jockums trying to hand down to the corner. It comes back to him. Jocks puts it behind the net. Williams looking up ice. Puck hit a stray stick. Bruins dump it in. Spadaro moves it to the near side. Prima looks ahead. He wanted Jockums. It's taken away by Paddington and poked into the Toro zone. Spadaro is back on it. Near side ahead, Prima couldn't catch that pass. It was coming from directly behind him. Meanwhile, up to Ori, who's pinned in front of the Bruin bench. Far side, good step up. Ahead for Affanen. Affanen trying to drive the net, gets forced to the corner by Matt Marcinek. Affanen gets it back, trying to walk out of the corner, but it's taken away by Haruza. Haruza looking up ice for Simon Marcinek. It is an offside play, 18:32 left to play in a tie third period. Take a look at the Central Division point leaders. Of course, Brady Zugek was leading the Tauros, but departed for Fargo in the USHL. Leaving Michael Solominski as the Toro leader. Far side, Day bumps it deep into the Toro zone. Gabe Kenny to the near side. Ori gets absolutely leveled by Doyle. A good clean hit. Doyle had Ori lined up. Ori was forced to spin to find that puck, and as he turned back forward, Doyle lowered the shoulder. Meanwhile, loose in front. No one able to find it for the Bruins. Eventually, Albert does. He sweeps to the half wall. They come to the near side. Doyle missed it and then fell down. The puck caroms out to neutral. Banked to the near side. Edwards couldn't find it. Viklund does. Viklund into the zone. Tries a shot. Blocker save. Rebound to the near side wall. Edwards hacks it down the boards, but it's cut off by Albert. Albert lost it to Edwards. Gives to Viklund. Viklund walks in. Wires. Save made, and no rebound given by Solomon. The draw will be to the left of Solomon. Flicked ahead. Pikic tries to throw down the boards. Habla reaching, but Coleman finds it. Coleman into the zone on the near side. Forced down into the corner by Pikic. Coleman digging the puck underneath Habla, and the whistle goes. Defensive zone draw for the Tauros. 17-12 left to go here in the third. Draw to the left of the Toro goaltender, Rusley. Linesman having a long conversation, eventually drops the puck. Toros control. Rung around to the near side. This will go down the ice. It will go for a Minot's finest collision center icing. 17:04 left to go here in regulation. Toros and Bruins even at 3. Draw one by the Bruins. Williams. Shot goes wide. It comes to the front of the net. Rusley doesn't see it. Toros find it first. Fortunately, the Bruins didn't see it either. It was loose in the blue paint with half the net wide open. Meanwhile, up top, long shot by Perreault. Deflects wide of the cage. Morelli pokes it along. Puck ahead to neutral. This is Matt Marcinek, lost the handle. Not hands to Ramirez. Perreault taken to the boards by Ramirez. Puck swung along to the near side. Kenny Throws it on net, kicked away by Solomon. Haruza sends this down to the Tauros zone. They'll say no icing, so Gabe Kenny will gather. Ty James, who has the Tauros' 4th goal of the evening, hands to Ramirez, who had the 2nd. He dumps it cross corner. Back on it, Andrew Luong. Luong, soft chip out to neutral, picked up by Dane Ramirez. He flicks it right back in. Doyle after it, Prima on his hip. Swings it to the near side, Flood. Flood works in front of referee Cam Johnson. So we have an Austin native and Cam Johnson refereeing, and a Minot native and Eric Steele working the lines. Russley turns it over. It's put in front. Good job by Ty James to tie up Klein, as Russley's misplay was almost costly. Meanwhile, Jockham's in, shot gloved and held by Solomon for a whistle. 15:27 left to play here in regulation. 15:27 left to go here in regulation. That's 927 seconds. Draw rolls on net. Solomon will cover. Draw will be to the right of Solomon. Tauros control. Hand pass whistled. And it's off the draw, so it's a delay of game. Tauros will go to the power play. We saw this called against Braden Jockams on the Tauros last night. I'm going to blame Bruins broadcaster David Coyer for this one. He and I talked about it yesterday. He said it's such a rare thing, but the Bruins have seen it a bunch in their games so far this season. I've been doing Toro games for 14 years. These are the only 2 I've seen in my broadcast career called live. Edwards ahead, touched into the zone by Ori, but punched right back out by the Bruins. Tauros on the attack, off the pipe for Prima. And then the puck is cleared. Unless the Tauros score, next whistle we'll hear from Presley Davis. This is Solominski into the zone. Solo carries to the corner. Forced behind, tries to wrap it, it doesn't go. Solo still has it. Leaves far side, Habla fans on it. Habla hunts it down. Tauros had too many men. They had 6 guys on the ice for several seconds. We'll send it down to Presley Davis at ice level, though, as we let them call this. Presley, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Ken. I was really hoping we weren't going to have to come down for me on that, but when I was speaking with Mike Meredith in between periods, he told me that they need to take the puck to the net harder. They're getting there, but he says that they're really getting in the zone, and they just need to capitalize on those scoring chances. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. Draw in the Toro zone. We go 4-on-4 for 53 seconds. Draw to the right of Russley as we go 4-on-4 now on the too many men penalty. quick shot. That's fired wide. This is Morelli. Drops for Ramirez. Dane tries to split the defense. It doesn't work. The Marcianek boys are out. This is ahead for Simon. Matt just drops it back to Williams. 27 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Williams forced to turn by pressure from Morelli. Just 15 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Carried ahead by Williams. This is taken over by the Tauros. Dawson sends it all the way down. Bruins come full strength. Flipped up ice. Bruins are offside at the line, and now Day takes a chop at Dawson. Want to send a special shout out to former and now filling in trainer Kevin Melby. Melb's one of the all-time best to do it at any level. Spent several years with the Tauros. And now filling in here on a part-time basis. Good to have Melb's back behind the boys. Started in the 2018-19 season, was a huge part of that 2018 playoff run the year before as a fill-in. So there's a shot that goes up and over. All the way down. Tauros are on the Papa John's PK for 35 more seconds, but again, can't heap enough praise on Kevin Melby. Glad to have him back on the Toro bench, even if it's part-time. One-timer fired wide by Paddington. Up top for Williams. 18 seconds left on the kill. Shot blocked in front by traffic. Paddington, backhander, it's in. And for the first time this evening, the Tauros trail, and it's 5-4 Austin. Shots 25-21 in favor of the Tauros, but that one stings. Rusley out of his net, plays around to the near side. A power play goal for the Bruins special teams. Continue to be a storyline. This one ahead. Dawson comes near side, Pikich. Up ice. Edwards tipped it in but couldn't control. So the Bruins have come all the way back. Tauros led 3-0. And now trail 5-4. And the Tauros come back. Bouncing puck. Controlled and dumped down low. Bayati pinches down. Far side, long shot, it's in. Ellison makes it 6-4. So we get another look. And Devin Rusley had to go to the bench to get a new stick. He smashed the last one against the boards. And the Tauros are going to switch goaltenders, I believe. And take their timeout. As we've got our Kroll's Shake It Up, Shake Off going on here in the building, and Tauros need to shake it off right now. After finishing the first period with a 4-2 lead, the Bruins, much like they did last night, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, to pull away, and they now lead 6-4. It was Arseny Vorobyov just 28 seconds into this one, giving the Tauros a 1-0 lead. Dane Ramirez, 2 minutes 59 seconds in, made it 2-0, and Luca Ori on the power play, 6 minutes and 33 seconds in, made it 3-0. But Mikey Coleman answered, Ty James answered that. That made it 4-1 Tauros. Coleman got his second late in the night, late in the first, to make it 4-2. That's where it stood. Since then, Trace Day and Gavin Haruza in the second, Paddington and Ellison in the third, and a 4-1 lead became a 6-4 deficit. And the Tauros will go to the kill, which is exactly what you didn't want coming out of the timeout. 10:55 left to go here in period number 3. So Devin Russley .22 shots on the scoreboard in the building, but the box score has him giving up 6 on 20. Tauros win the draw and hammer it around to the near side. This is Matt Marcinek across for Simon. Up top, Williams back to Matt. Shot fought off by Cook. Tauros get the clear. Near side. Haruza hands off back to Matt Marcinek. Shot blocked by Kenny. They look across. Back to Matt on the near side. Feeds the middle. Haruza. Shot blocked by traffic. Matt Marcinek hands back to Haruza. Haruza shot. That goes off the glass. And Ori flicks that out to neutral. It checks up for Sidorov, who fired it off the captain Williams and out of play. We'll send it down to Presley Davis at ice level. Press, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Ken. When I was speaking with Mike Meredith in between periods, he said defensively, he felt like they've been doing good so far this game, but they need to be tighter in the D zone. He said they are, but they really need to be better about getting into the guys and just being a lot more aggressive in the D zone. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Press. Well, I'm sure he's not feeling much better about the D zone coverage after this third period. Tauros allow 2 more goals on 5 shots and end Russley's night. This is Albert down the wall. Day hands off. Mikey Coleman, who's got 2, hands back to Albert. Day drops to the goal line, Lipset, holding, gives back to Day. Day up top for Coleman. Looking backside, shot fought off by Cook. Rebound not cleared by the Tauros. Albert keeps it on the point. Solominski able to hammer it out to neutral. 2 seconds, 1, and the Tauros are back to full strength. Meanwhile, a backhand try for Day goes wide. Day gets it back. Shot from a tight angle, save made. Follow-up try, stopped by Cook as well. Cook's been in a shooting gallery since taking over for Russley. Jockums finds this and chips ahead. Doyle has it on the near side and flips it deep. Dawson back after it. Swept to the far side. Paddington. Quick shot fought off by Cook. And the puck goes up and out of play. 8:15 to go in regulation. The Tauros led this game by 3 twice. 3-0 and 4-1. But they now trail by 2, 6-4. 5 unanswered goals for the Bruins since Ty James scored 9 minutes and 13 seconds into this game. Coleman, Day, Haruza, Paddington, and Ellison. To turn this from what looked like it would be a Toro laugher early into draw to the right of Cook. Far side, Toro's trying to jam that out to neutral. Kenny pokes ahead. Morelli delayed offside, so he couldn't touch. Now he's able to gather. Morelli hit hard on the near side. Knott follows up. Dane Ramirez down low. Banks to Ty James. Ty comes across for Kenny. Kenny looking for a lane. Say tries the middle. Morelli, whose shot is partially blocked and then is covered. .747, a palindrome on the clock. Draw to the right of Solomon. Tauros, you'd love to get one before 3 minutes left so that you're pulling Cook, only trying to get one. This is poked ahead. Solo able to keep it. Throws it on net. Gloved and held by Solomon. More bad news for the Tauros. I see Cat Preem standing down on the glass. Don't know what happened to him, but by the fact that he's not wearing his hockey gear anymore, I assume he's done for the evening. Bad drop. The draw will be an offensive zone. They toss Jockums. Vorobyov steps in, but the Bruins take it away. Coleman hit by Solominski. Far side of Vorobyov. Escapes the zone, but can't complete a pass across the ice. It's dumped back into the Toro end. Solominski comes to the near side. Flip up ice to no one in particular, taken over by the Bruins, but Pikic coming on a change, picks that off. Dominic Pikic trying to drive into the zone, but can't beat all of the Bruins by himself. Prima flubs the one-timer, and now going the other way, Simon Marcinek. Marcinek crashes into Cook, who's able to keep that out somehow. It's in for Haruza. Haruza's shot blocked by Dawson. Dawson picks it up. Pass ahead. Prima touches it into the zone. Solomon left his net to play, so that negates the icing. Far side. Dawson can't quite reach that. He'll have to retreat to gather. He banks it across. Gabe Kenny up the ice for Vickland. Can he poke it across for Edwards? He can't. Ahead, Matt Marcinek. Big hit in front of the Bruin bench. Bruins not happy about it. Tauros take it away. Habla up ice for Vickland. Vickland gains the line, tries to feed it for Habla, but it's cut off. Ty James keeps it at the point, comes across for Kenny, but the pass was off the mark. Delayed call coming, the whistle goes. Who's it on? They're going to take Vickland, so the Tauros will be shorthanded. Let's send it down to Presley Davis at ice level. Press.
Thanks, Ken. Next weekend is Black Friday weekend, so if you're in the Minot area, be sure to get your tickets. It's going to be really fun. Some of the proceeds do go back to Vets for Vets Minot. There's going to be a jersey auction of the Black Friday jerseys. And be sure to stay tuned on all of our socials and tune into All Access this week. We have some exclusive interviews with some members from Vets for Vets where you get to hear about their stories and how it benefits them. So really looking forward to next weekend. Back to you, Ken.
Presley, while I've got you, you and Olivia sat and did those interviews. What was your favorite moment? What did you take away from it?
Oh gosh, I think just kind of seeing how genuine it was and how Chance, which was one of the guys that we interviewed, was talking about how it's benefited him. He's only 1 year out of service and just already the impact it's had on his life and just how it's helping others. It was just so touching, and it's one of those that I think that might be my favorite interview this year, honestly. It was just an incredible moment. We were with them for about 20 minutes just hearing their stories, and they got some promo things too. They loved the jerseys, so it was just a really great moment.
Thanks, Press. Yeah, they do a great job, Vets for Vets, here in the Minot area. Really not that old of an organization here, but a lot of our volunteers are veterans. They come from a different group, the DAV, but a lot of overlap with them and Vets for Vets, and really happy we're able to help them out. As I will correct, Presley said a portion, 100% of the proceeds of next Friday and Saturday's jersey auction will go to Vets for Vets. Tauros not keeping a single penny of it. So please be generous. We're giving all of it to the crew from Vets for Vets, helping support their programming, support veterans in the area. Of course, Minot, a huge military community, so we couldn't be more proud to partner with them or any of the groups we've worked with over the past. Together with Veterans comes to mind from a couple of years ago, but we've done a lot with, as I said, DAV and the Vet Center here in town. It's just so cool to get to work with all of these organizations and support them and see them here at the games. I know that we can take what is often a silly game like hockey and do some good here in the Minot community. Meanwhile, they dig on the doorstep. And Cook had that underneath. And they're allowed to dig it out from under his glove and stuff it home. And the Tauros bench is furious. Let's see if we can get another look. I thought Cookie had that underneath. He had it underneath, and eventually it's poked free and then jammed in. And that will pretty much ice this one away. Cook has it underneath, and then it gets poked out and jammed home. My goodness, I can't believe that's going to count as a goal. That's going to be a goal, and it's, I believe, not reviewable, because if it was, I guarantee Tyler Ebner would be having that looked at. But now the Tauros trail by 3, under 5 minutes to play. Jockums throws that on net. If I'm the Tauros, my next shot on goal that's underneath the goaltender, I'm not stopping. keep poking away. Cam Johnson set the standard as there's a big hit behind the net. Jockums plays to the far side. Vorobiev chips ahead. Prima trying to turn the corner. Shot, it's in! Vorobiev gets the Tauros back in and ends the run, and that makes the good goal call on that last play that much more frustrating, because it should be a one-goal game. It should be 6-5. But let's see if that wakes the Tauros up. This is Affanen trying to fight his way in. Here's the call, the goal.
Inspirato. Assisted by number 72, Artem Prima.
They put it in as Spadaro. I was pretty sure it was Vorobiev. To the near side. That gets through Dawson. Puck dumped deep. Ahead for Klein. Sent down the ice, no icing. Ellison plays across. Biotti flicks it ahead. Coleman, gloves down, he's in alone. Shot save made by Cook. Coleman was looking for the hat trick. Lipset, shot blocked by Kenny. Far side, Vorobiev couldn't get going. Neither can Ty James. Biotti dumps that in. Coleman pinned in the corner. Turnaround shot stopped by Cook. To the near side. Prima throws it ahead. Not out though. Bruins continue to pressure, protecting a two-goal lead. Thrown ahead, Prima picks this off. Able to clear the zone. Flood dumps it in, played with a high stick. And the whistle goes. Seven to 5 our score. Draw in neutral. Back it goes. Solomon touches for Williams. 98 seconds left. Tauros pressuring, they get possession. Tauros trying to call Cook to the bench. He's not paying attention. Now he is. Pikic gives to Ramirez. Shot blocked. It ends up in the corner. Flood on the near wall. Trying to turn it up the boards. Tauros swarm. 1:19 left to go. To the far side it goes. Bruins clear it out to neutral. 65 seconds left as that's turned over, but then given right back to Ramirez. 6 attackers on for the Tauros, who trail by 2. Prima hands to Solominski. Solo gains the line, returns for Prima. Prima backhand try, save made. Rebound covered, and Ramirez dumped down in front of the goaltender. Whistle goes with 46.2. Offensive zone draw. Tauros don't have their timeout. Draw will be to the left of Solomon. Sidorov. Draw controlled by the Bruins. The shot for the empty net is off the mark, and the Tauros win the race for icing. They do. Solominski barely beats Lipset, and that puck bounced back to the front of the net. If they don't blow that whistle, Lipset taps it in. This puck sent out to neutral. Into the zone it goes. Tauros control up top for Ty James. Tauros shoot, that goes off the glass. And Tauros are going to run out of time as they scramble in front of the net. And the whistle sounds. Tauros get swept on the weekend. Tauros fought hard to try and come back, but ultimately it wasn't enough. Cook over to talk to the official. They shake hands. Cook clearly not happy. So the Tauros will fall 7-5. Would be interesting to see the result had that controversial 7th goal not counted. But nonetheless, it does. And the Tauros fall 7-5. Here's your 3 stars.
Time to meet your Liberty Tax 3 stars of the game. Your Liberty Tax 3rd star of the game with 2 assists, number 72, Austin Bruins. Your Liberty Tax 2nd star of the night with 1 goal and 1 assist, number 8, Arseny Yorbiev. And your Liberty Tax 1st star of the game, also with 1 goal and 1 assist, number 2, Ty James.
So the Tauros start out hot, but fizzle. And then the Bruins get a little help from the official late. And the Tauros fall by a score of 7-5. For Kobe Barlt, Sean Bachhoven, Grace Sandy, Olivia Tosto, and Presley Davis, I am Ken Oda. Hoping you enjoyed the broadcast in spite of the outcome. We will talk to you next Wednesday at 7 o'clock from the capital city as the Tauros look to take on the Kitties and get back in the win column. Until then, have a good week.